movement on this is off to the northeast at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Now, as this storm system gets closer to the metro area, we want to remind folks that if you would happen to lose power, if you happen to lose electricity, you can still get weather information by tuning into News Radio 1000 KTOK and 101.9 The Twister, as this storm system continues to move closer to the metro area. Right now, the most intense portion of it is across northern Comanche, southern Caddo, and southwestern sections of Grady County. You can see right on into the Cyril area. This is an intense thunderstorm, and large hail is likely with this thunderstorm cell as it moves on in. We're going to go all the way down to the street level. Very heavy rainfall, especially across the southern half of Cyril, but heavy rain likely associated with this storm as it moves off to the northeast, and the tornado is a little farther to the south and west of this storm. Last report had it near the Fletcher area, and that was the last report we've had. Fast Unit 2, Scott Wiedis, what's the latest? You still have a tornado on the ground there, Scott? Scott?
Yeah.
You still have a tornado on the ground?
No, we don't. At this point in time, we have lost our funnel, but it does look like the storm is starting to reorganize itself a little bit. We do have some rotation in an area between Lake Ellsworth and Fletcher, just north of Elgin.
Have you had any reports of large hail with this storm, Scott?
Now, we've heard some of the spotters say they've had some golf ball-sized hail. We have not been in any of that at this point in time.
Okay, golf ball-sized hail associated with this storm. Give us your location again one more time, Scott.
On 62-281, heading north into Apache.
Okay.
The storm is off to our right.
Okay,
and
so you're on the...
to be doing northeasterly track.
Okay, you're on the west side of it, keeping a very close eye on this. So you folks in Cyril and Cement, tornado warning continues, even though, as Scott said, the funnel has lifted at this point. There's still a lowering, a very strong rotation with this thunderstorm, and the intensity of this storm has not diminished, even though it has lost the tornado for the time being. It's not uncommon for these thunderstorms to produce a tornado, have it spin up, weaken, die out. Another round of tornadoes can then develop. So if you live in the towns of Apache, Cyril, Cement, Laverty, Norge, even as far east as Farewell, you may want to you definitely want to be in your storm cellars at this point. The movement on this storm continues to be off to the northeast at a good 30 to 35 miles per hour, sometimes as quickly as 40 miles per hour. There you see Cyril and Cement down to the street level. These storms producing very heavy rainfall in those areas, and as well as the potential for some golf ball size hail. I quickly want to go back to our storm that's over Jackson and Kiowa counties now. This is an intense looking cell in its own right. It also likely has golf ball size hail associated with it. It is northeast sections of Jackson, southwest section of Kiowa counties, and it is moving off to the northeast a little slower at about 20 miles per hour. This will produce very heavy rain, winds to at least 60 miles per hour, and that is the type of trend with the storms that we're going to see. I think the storms that formed tonight, just about all of them have that potential to be quite severe, with a large potential for damaging winds, large hail, and yes, even tornadoes. Tornado watch continues for most of central and southern Oklahoma until 10 o'clock tonight. But this is a thunderstorm warning issued based on these thunderstorms until 6 o'clock for Jackson and Kiowa counties. The brunt of this storm now beginning to move into northeastern Jackson and southern Kiowa counties, moving to the northeast at 20. All right, back to our other set of thunderstorms that basically got a couple of different cells now. This storm has developed into two separate cells, one just north of the Anadarko area, just west of Pocasset and west of Chickasha. The more intense thunderstorm cell has now pushed its way on into southern sections of Caddo and southwestern Grady County. And this storm has had a history of producing a tornado. Fast Unit 2 already reporting one tornado has been produced by this cell near Fletcher, and it will likely continue to do so. The conditions are favorable, very favorable, as the storm moves to the northeast, that it will continue to have a fairly high potential of producing intense inclement weather, such as the potential for tornadoes and so on and so forth. So we're going to keep a very close eye on this most dangerous portion of this storm, very close to the Cyril area at this time. You folks in Cyril and Cement, as far west as Apache, Rush Springs, Ninnekah, especially Cyril and Cement, need to be in your shelter areas at this time. Can we get maybe show a blow up of that first pic? It'll give an idea of, you can see what Scott Wieditz and Chris Lee are seeing in Fast Unit 2. This was taken just a few minutes ago and quickly sent to us here in the Eyewitness News 5 Weather Center. That is looking looking east from Apache. Okay, east from Apache over toward the Cyril and Cement areas. You folks need to be in your storm shelters at this time. Golf ball size hail has been quite common with this thunderstorm. So even if you don't come in contact with any tornado, you will likely get winds to near 60 miles per hour, perhaps in excess of 60 miles per hour, as well as that golf ball sized hail. So this is near Fletcher, Fast Unit 2, keeping a very close eye on this. Tornado warnings remain in effect for Grady, Caddo, and Comanche County until 5:30. It is likely that the brunt of this storm has now moved out of Comanche County, except for the far, far northern sections of it. But Grady and Caddo still under the gun. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings that remain in effect for Jackson and Kiowa. Let's go back to First Alert Doppler radar. And this will show the track of this storm, taking it up to Cement at 516, the most dangerous portion of it. Now, it may be raining in your area. You may live west of Pocasset, and you're saying, hey, Mitchell, it's raining here already. Well, we know that. We're tracking the potential tornado with this southern cell. Across the north, you're going to have an intense thunderstorm cell as well. This one has not been had a history of producing tornadoes, but likely some very heavy rainfall, probably quarter-size hail or larger with this northern cell. So this is a situation that will likely be quite busy throughout the rest of the nighttime hours. We'll get a little closer look at the Cyril and Cement areas, most dangerous portion of it very close to these areas. See if we can throw on some streets here. And folks, that if you have storm cellars, you certainly want to be in those, especially if you live in the Cyril and Cement area. As this storm tracking along U.S. Highway 277 as it moves into Cyril and Cement, have more weather warnings coming across as we speak. This is a storm that may not be producing a tornado at this time, but is likely still a rotating storm as it appears to us on radar. Got some storm reports coming in at this time. Quarter-size hail was reported 2 miles south of Altus. That's with the thunderstorms that are farther across southwestern Oklahoma. These continue to move northeast at 30. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for Jackson and Kiowa counties until 6 o'clock. We have what you're seeing in the top left-hand side of your screen. That is what is being seen by Fast Unit 2, Chris Lee and Scott Wieditz just minutes ago when a tornado was snaking its way to the ground. That has since dissipated, and we're basically left with a thunderstorm that continues to rotate throughout the area, which means it still does have the potential of producing a tornado at any time. So a tornado warning remains in effect for the counties of Grady, Caddo, and far northern Comanche County until 5:30. So you folks in Cyril, Cement, Laverty, on down the road, be in your tornado shelters, as this is something that could put a tornado down at any moment. Take you back to the large screen here. Get a look at what's been happening. We've got two clusters of thunderstorms. This one that we've been watching very closely, and that's now going to be approaching southern sections of the Oklahoma City metro area very shortly. And then we've got this other section of cluster of thunderstorms over Kiowa and Jackson counties, now moving away from the Altus area. But quarter-sized hail was reported close to the Altus area within the last couple of minutes. This thunderstorm has not produced any type of tornado. There are just severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for Jackson and Kiowa counties until 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock for those severe thunderstorm warnings. The tornado warning remains in effect until 5:30, and we'll get you a little broader picture here, including the Oklahoma City metro area. Two intense thunderstorms. The southern one is the one that will likely be the most severe because it's got the best supply of moisture coming into it. A little farther to the north, in between Binger and Tuttle, we have a intense thunderstorm cell that is moving right along the Grady-Caddo County line, and then another cell